Alright, so I wanted to start off by saying it is not my intent to make every single video a bashing Battlefield 2042 video. If something comes out that is just game changing, that makes the game just so much better, and something that just honestly that makes me super excited, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you guys my opinion about it. However, it seems like I think every other day we come out with something that is broken, needs to be patched, it's going to be updated later on down the line. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that the game has been being updated. We're already up to 2 updates. We have a 3rd coming on later down the line in early December. But still to this day, there's so many different people that are posting things that need to be fixed, that need to be a patch. There needs to be an update here and there. And honestly, it's led me on down the line to where, why in the world was a AAA game, a big game franchise, the Battlefield franchise, made by a billion-dollar company, published by a billion-dollar company, even DICE is a billion-dollar company, but where you have this AAA game launched in the state that it is right now, to where, you know what, we're just gonna launch a game, we're just gonna push a game out there. If it has bugs and craps out on people, we'll fix it on down the line. And it's not, Battlefield 2042 is not alone in that. There's multiple different games that have come out. Fallout 76 is a good example. Cyberpunk 2077 is a good example. Even though with Cyberpunk, apparently they're doing fixes to that game, and it's actually getting more positive reviews on Steam. Call of Duty is, again, another good example of games that have come out, AAA games that have come out that, you know what, we're just gonna launch and then we'll fix on later down the line. I don't understand this mentality of it, and it's sad to see so many people getting their first impressions of Battlefield 2042 and immediately going, you know what, I'm gonna refund the game. So today I want to talk about exactly kind of what are the ongoing issues continuing on down the line with Battlefield 2042, kind of seeing where everybody's kind of focusing in on still the ongoing issues with this game, and just really get into what's going on at DICE. Like, are ongoing issues at DICE the reason why Battlefield 2042 launched in the way that it did? Because from what I'm understanding and what I heard and what I showed you guys in my last video towards the end, is that apparently some issues were happening at DICE to where critiques were not being taken seriously. They didn't want to hear different opinions. They didn't want to, I guess, didn't want to hear some of the critiques that they had, the criticisms they had of Battlefield 2042 that the developers had about this game. The upper management didn't want to hear it. They wanted to hear more about microtransactions. How can we make more money on this? And that's honestly the ongoing issues with AAA games nowadays, is that they just want to make as much money as possible, milk as much money as they possibly can from their consumers, from the players, and you know what, be damned, the gameplay, we'll fix it on later on down the line. So let's get into some of the tabs. I got a lot of tabs open for this video. Let's first off get into this thing. So Battlefield Bulletin, I follow this guy quite a bit. I enjoy what he posts out, different updates and different issues that the game, Battlefield 2042 has been facing. So this is the most recent, tweet that he just posted out saying, hey, you know what, EA is focused on updating a live service alert, indicating that the hit registration issues will remain a work in progress after update 3. So this is the thing that even Jack Frags, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Jack Frags posted this video not too long ago of him having these issues with hit reg. And this is one thing I have definitely seen this in my time playing Battlefield 2042, where you will shoot enemies and they will not get hit. For some reason, the hit reg is really messed up in Battlefield 2042. Now, the game developers are saying this drunk, drunk Z3, he is tracking. Yes, this is a hit reg issue that we're trying to fix. Hopefully, by update 3 it'll be fixed. However, with the latest update from Battlefield Bulletin, it might be a work in progress past update 3. So the hit reg that we're still having issues with in this game won't even be fixed past update 3 that comes out in early December. And again, I'm going into this thing to where, why in the world was this game released in the state that it is, to where it needs to be updated 2, 3, and possibly even more and more and more times before it gets kind of where it's actually a really good, decent game, has good qualities, runs great on your PC or your console. There's no connectivity issues, there's no hit reg issues, there's no this and that. Why in the world was this game released in the state that it is? The comment I made was, this is the most expensive beta in history. And I just, depending on what version of the game you bought of Battlefield 2042, I might not be wrong. So here's another issue. This is another thing that he posted out on Twitter, was that EA and DICE is aware that Battlefield 2042 players are instantly negating the effect of smoke grenades by just opening up the menu and going to collections and then coming back out. How in the world did this game release with so many bugs and exploits and issues? It is just mind-boggling. You know, the one, I want to make the comparison. Look, you know what? Say EA. You know what? I am EA. I'm a student in high school. I'm EA. My name's EA. And my paper is Battlefield 2042. And the teacher says, you know what? I want you to write a 5-page paper. All right. So here's Battlefield 2042. I got 1 or 2 pages done. I'm just gonna go and turn this into my teacher. Turn the 5-page paper, and the teacher can be like, hey, what the hell, man? 5 pages. This is only 2 or 3. Hey, you know what, teacher? Hey, you know what? Me as EA. I'll fix it. I'll add some more pages to that paper later on down the line. You take my paper now, my 2 or 3 page paper, and I'll add some more pages, more paragraphs, later on down the line. That shit does not fly. Like that would not fly, and it doesn't fly now. That is the comparison I'm making with the way that Battlefield 2042 is right now, is that the game came out unfinished with a lot of different bugs and issues, and they just want to fix it on later and down the line, and it already drove a lot of people away from it. The amount of players that are already saying, you know what, I've already refunded the game. I don't blame you because the game has issues. And this is, again, an ongoing thing. We've already talked about this in the last video of all the different features from previous Battlefield games that are missing in this game. And again, one of those things is that for me personally, if you're going to be releasing something year after year after year, well, damn it, you need to make it better each and every year. That's just the way that I feel like things should go when you're in the economy where you're wanting to sell a product. You sold products, previously, but you want people to buy the newest product because, hey, it offers a little bit more better features. But for some reason, when it comes to video games, that just is not the case. And again, this is the biggest list that I've seen of just different features that are missing from this thing. And again, like I said, we've already talked about it. Now, let's talk about this when it comes to what could be the possible reasons on what's kind of going on with EA and DICE, and some of the issues that have been going on within the studio on why 2042 released in the state that it is. Now, Tom Henderson apparently has a video coming out later on down the line of, kind of talking about the different issues that have been facing EA and DICE, the different conflicts that have been happening within the studio. And this is actually one thing that he tweeted out that kind of caught my eye, and this is one thing that I want to talk about as well. So still ongoing, but out of the 500 DICE employees researched so far, 87% have joined during or after the development of Battlefield 1. Well, Battlefield 1 was only a couple of years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And then he says 58% joined during the development of 2042. So that just strikes me odd, because out of the amount of employees within this company, there's not a whole lot of tenure when it comes to the old, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, the old, 2142, those old Battlefield games that people loved and enjoyed features. There's not a whole lot of tenure within that. It's a lot of people. 87% joined within the development of Battlefield 1. That was only a couple years ago. 58% joined during the development of 2042. So people that might not even known about the great features that other previous Battlefield games had. That is one of the things that I'm seeing right now with this list of the amount of different features that are missing within Battlefield 2042 that other Battlefield games had. With Tom Henderson's research of saying 500 employees, out of the 500 employees, only 87% were joined within the development of Battlefield 1, and then 58% joined within the development of 2042. There's not a whole lot of tenure within those games that players enjoyed and loved with Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and such. So it's very odd seeing that with, the way that 2042 has gone when it comes to missing features. All right, let's talk about this, and we'll end with this. And actually, let's talk about this. If you guys don't know, the development, Battlefield 2042 dev left DICE following the game's release. Now, this is the head designer for Battlefield 2042. He's left. Now, the excuse that they gave was that, this guy was just leaving. He didn't want to, cause any attention to 2042 with his departure. He's joining a different company. It doesn't say what company he joined, but he's just leaving during the time of the game's release. Kind of odd things, the way that 2042 went when this game launched, and now this person's taking off. I don't know. It's just kind of odd to me. But anyway, so yeah, this is a game. This is from Game Pressure. This is something that a story kind of broke out several days ago, talking about how Battlefield 2042 devs are in trouble. EA and DICE taking flack from employees. Now, DICE in the Battlefield 2042 game has been taking a lot of flack from players, and I don't think a lot of employees at DICE are taking too kindly of that towards EA, because from at least what this article is stating is that Battlefield 24 or DICE employees was giving critiques on the way that the game was going, the way that the game was, you know, being curtailed on different ways, and you know, different issues that the game was being brought up. And apparently EA just didn't want to hear it. Management did not want to hear it. They wanted to hear more of, how can the game be monetized? How can we make more money off of this game? So it's just, it's so weird. So Battlefield 2042 didn't have an easy launch. In a way, EA and DICE shooters shared the fate of Call of Duty Vanguard and, you know, GTA, the Trilogy Definitive Edition. We've already talked about that. Meeting the harsh criticism of players, what went wrong. If you want to find out, refer to the early message. Oh, it's just... it's just a lot of jumbo. Look, from what I've at least read through this thing and kind of seen exactly where this kind of goes on. Apparently players were, people at DICE were trying to give critiques over the issues that was happening with this game. And apparently from what I'm understanding is that apparently the management did not want to hear anything about it. More or less, it was more about issues that we're having in leadership and not respecting the performance of subordinates and awarding promotions to senior ranked employees rather than actual skills. So I imagine that being an issue when it comes to the game's development. But a lot of different things where employees, you know, people that are devs working on this game had critiques over the game and had issues with the game and how it was performing, and it was just more or less, you know what, yeah, we might have issues, we can fix it on later down the line, but how can we monetize the game? And that's how you're seeing Battlefield 2042 in its current state. The game was pretty much made to be monetized. It was made as a battle royale with this hazard zone that not a whole lot of people play at all. I doubt 100 players or more are playing hazard zone. People are playing, you know, all out war, but the game was made with the intent of monetization. They wanted to make as much money as they possibly could off of this thing. They're trying to play catch up to Warzone and Call of Duty and Fortnite and all that stuff. And EA just right now, it's just not there. You know, they failed with Battlefield 5 and having that battle royale in that game. They're trying to, you know, catch up with Hazard Zone. Hazard Zone's not taking off at all with not a lot of people playing it. But you're seeing how this game was pushed out, where it has so many different issues and bugs that apparently devs were trying to bring light to, but management just didn't want to hear it because they want to say, hey, you know what, how much money can we make off this thing? How can we monetize this game? So look, I'm disappointed. I really am. I want 2042 to be a good game, and not saying that it might not be. It might be a great game several months or years, you know, from now, but it sucks to know that this game launched in the way that it did, and knowing that issues were brought up, issues were being, you know, talked about within the studio, but for some reason they were being ignored. They didn't want the criticism whatsoever. They just wanted to know, how much money can we make off of this game? Performance be damned. It might run terrible on your console and your PC and stuff like that, but I want to know how much money we can make off this cosmetic stuff that we're going to be selling in the game. It's not in yet, but I'm going to tell you right now, when it launches, ooh, man, the game won't be fixed. The game will still have issues, still need patches, but damn it, we're going to be putting in some cosmetic items in this sumbitch. So that's the way that things go, man. It's a modern gaming, you know, development. Modern games nowadays are just going down this route. So anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about some of the issues still plaguing 2042? Let me know what you guys think about the ongoing issues, I guess, within the studio, you know, DICE, and the issues that apparently developers were trying to bring up. It kind of falling on deaf ears, but it's all about the green. Let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please have a great rest of the day. Look forward to talking to you guys all next time.